Hi everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. Here is the lesson Force 50 hard level multiple choice questions with answers. Here is our first question. What will be the effect on motion if the net force on an object is zero? The options are: object starts accelerating, object changes direction, object remains at rest or in uniform motion, object speeds up. What is the question here? What will be the effect on motion if the net force on an object is zero? So here both the forces are balanced. If both the forces are balanced, the net force will be equals to zero. So what here? The object, it should be in which position? In rest position or in the uniform motion. So object remains at rest or in uniform motion. Here is our second question. When a force is applied to a body and there is no displacement, then the work done is. Here the options are: maximum, second one is negative, C is positive, D 0. And here the answer is D. Why the answer is D here? When a force is applied on a body, there is no displacement. If there is no displacement, the object is in the rest position. If the object is in the rest position, the total net force acting on a body, it will be equals to 0. Third question. Which force is responsible for wearing out shoe soles? Here the option A is magnetic force, option B gravitational force, option C frictional force, option D electrostatic force. So here if you'll observe the shoe soles are grooved at the bottom to reduce or to increase. Here, if the shoe soles are not grooved, the surface of the shoe soles, it will be smooth. On the smooth floors, the friction will be less. On the rough surface, the friction will be more. To get the better grip, the shoe soles are grooved. So, what force is responsible? Here, magnetic force is done with the help of the muscles. Gravitational force is by the earth. Electrostatic force, here transfer of energy. A frictional force, it opposes the motion of an object. So the answer is here frictional force. With the help of the frictional force only, we are able to sit, write. Next, the next question. What kind of force is required to stretch a rubber band? Here the options are magnetic, B muscular, C gravitational, D electric. If you observe the options, to stretch a rubber band, you are using your muscles. So the answer is muscular force. If two equal and opposite forces are applied on an object, the object will remain. Here the fifth question I repeat. If two equal and opposite forces are applied on an object, the object will remain at rest position. The option B is the answer. When equal and opposite forces are applied on an object, the object will be always in the rest position. Here if you can see, upward normal force will be acting, downward gravitational force will be acting. Suppose if a book is placed on the table, in this case you can see the object will be in the rest position. Which of the following is not true about friction? Here are the options. It opposes motion, it produces heat, it increases speed, and here the sixth option is it wears surfaces out. Next, the sixth question, options. The answer is C. What happens is not true about friction. Yes, friction opposes the motion of an object. Because of the friction, heat is produced. Friction, it wears surface out. Okay, the wrong option is here. It increases speed. Friction, it cannot increase the speed. Which force, here the seventh question, which force is used in brake system of vehicles? What are the options here? Option A, electrostatic force. Option B, gravitational force. Option C, frictional force. Option D, magnetic force. Here the answer is, which force is used in brake systems of vehicles? Here, frictional force is used in the brake system of vehicles. Because of the frictional force, the vehicles will be running. To reduce the friction, here we are using, either in some machinery parts we are using the ball bearings. To reduce the frictional force, we are using here lubricants. Here eighth question, which force helps to walk on a surface without slipping? Here the options are A, magnetic force, B, friction, C, gravitational, D, muscular. The option is friction. Just now we have seen, without frictional force we cannot write, we cannot sit, we cannot walk. So to walk on a surface without slipping, we need the frictional force. Here the question number 9. An object falling freely under gravity has an acceleration of, option A, 9.8 meter per second square, B, 0 meter per second square, C, 100 meter